and Development program at Penn State. His research and practice focus on empowering individuals and organizations with human agency and hope. He developed the human agency-based individual transformation model, or HABIT model, H-A-B-I-T. He and his colleagues also developed the Hope Action Theory and Hope Action Inventory, which are being used in different countries as a framework and a tool to help individuals lead more fulfilling lives. Dr. Yoon was recently awarded a National Career Development Association Fellow designation. Dr. Yoon has worked for organizations such as LG Display, the Republic of Korea Army, Penn State Management Programs and Services as a practitioner before becoming a faculty member. So his real-world experience influences his academic approach. Dr. Yoon is currently serving as the Associate Editor for Human Resource Development Review, a leading theory-building journal in the field of human resource development. And he recently developed a course titled Facilitating Organization Development Through Technology, where he helps students learn to apply emerging technologies for OD practice. And I think we're going to learn a little bit more about that today, because his talk is titled Reimagining OD Through Technology. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Yoon.
All right. Hello, everyone. Really nice to meet you. I see that you are from all of the world. Hopefully, I don't know. I saw one person from India, and I don't know. Maybe you can you use your chat and say where you're from? So that will be helpful to build the spirit of community, probably. So welcome, everyone. And the topic that I will be sharing has been with me for a long time. And I've developed 2 courses at Penn State related to technology. One is, what is it? Facilitating organization development change through technology. The other one is about effective use of technology for work. So technologies for work effectiveness. So those are initially intended for our Master of Professional Studies in Organization Development and Change program students. But we are also in the process of developing or offering technology leveraged OD certificate program. So after this presentation, keynote, if you are interested, I encourage you to explore those program options. Here, let me get started with some of the basics. So the title indicates reimagining OD through technology. So for that, we need to understand what OD is. So I gave you a definition of OD. I will not read it because it also it will be available in a video format. It is recorded. So if you want to take a look at it carefully, you can later on pause and review it more carefully. And also, I gave you some references as well. So if you want to learn more about this, you can take a look at those references also. But what I wanted to highlight was that organization development is a highly value-driven field. Essentially, respecting humanism and democracy. And there was a recent initiative to define the OD values from a future perspective. So a team of a group of people developed these 9 values through an international Delphi study. And those are, as you can see, awareness of self and system, integrity, continuous learning and innovation, courageous leadership, which are mainly applied to OD practitioners themselves when they practice OD. And there are 5 outer values here: diversity, collaborative engagement, trust and respect, client growth and development, strategic practicality, which you express those when you interact with your clients. So if you feel that you practice all these 9 values, although you do not identify yourself with OD, you might be practicing OD. So OD is kind of a field with loose fences with many doors. So even if you are, let's say you are a training development professional, you might be practicing OD. Even if you are a coach, you might be practicing OD. So that's, I would say that's the essence of OD along with this definition. One framework that I want to share with you today is hope action theory. So my colleagues, Dr. Spencer Niles, Dr. Noam Emerson, and I developed this theory about 10 to 11 years ago. And it's being used internationally by career practitioners. Well, recently, I published an article called Hope Action Theory for Organizations to expand the application of this theory to organizations as well. And for that, the concept of hope, like 3 modes of hope by Dreyhus, he's a political scientist, was very helpful. So I want us to, I would like to invite you to appreciate those 3 types of hope together. Here, private hope is the hope that individuals possess or express. So the hope that you have for your future. Collective hope, let's suppose that you are in a group or organization, and the collective hope is the hope that you build together, you share together regarding the future of the organization or the group. It can be a family. Public hope, this is an interesting concept. Public hope is a hope for a group of individuals, or it can be a country or nation, represented by political actors, in many cases in the form of policy or political agenda. So there are some cases where collective hope, which is what people hope for, are not represented by public hope. So as OD practitioners, our mission is to align collective hope to public hope, while try to advocate for private hope as well, because we want individuals to get engaged in our practices. Essentially, OD work is done through engaging people, getting buy-in from all different types of stakeholders. Let me explain this model just a little bit. So hope action theory believes that hope is essential for people to move forward. So we put hope at the center, and hope is the linchpin that put these pedals together. So this, we call it as a pinwheel model. And here you see the environment and the interaction between agent. You can consider this a pinwheel as an agent, and there's an environment. There's a bi-directional interaction between the agent and environment. And as an agent, you get influenced by the environment. And let's suppose that wind is blowing from the front side. What would happen? Yeah, this is pinwheel. So maybe it will turn this way. It's clockwise in for this pinwheel. All right. If the wind blows from the backside, it turns the other way. Right. So you are influenced by the environment, and your actions also change by adapting to it. Right. So for hope action theory, it is critical for you to consider the environment, and it is also aligned with OD. And in OD, we use open systems model, and we take a systems approach, believing that everything is interconnected, the internal components within the organization, and also we are connected. We exchange influence with the environment as well. Let me share the slide again. So in that process, we go through these steps. It looks like a linear step. These look like linear steps, but as I mentioned, when the pinwheel turns, yeah, you wouldn't recognize which one is which, right? You can jump around in the end. But if you go through, let's say, strategic planning process or a career planning process, it would make sense to start with self-reflection. So the first one, we call it hope action competency or competencies. So self-reflection is to think about your fundamentals. It can be about yourself, and it can be fundamentals of the organization. And after the process, you reach self-clarity. Then you move on to visioning. So it is to think about a possible future, which you may think if you're familiar with appreciative inquiry, yeah, this is somewhat similar to appreciative inquiry. And I talk about the difference of this one, this model from appreciative inquiry in this article. And then once you have desired the future, then you set goals and plans. And once you have those, you implement. Then things do not go as planned. And then you adapt to it by changing. It can be like by changing your behaviors or course of action, or you can also change your goals or plans as necessary. Then after that, you go back to self-reflection. So this is an iterative process. Before I talk about the use of technologies for organization development, I want to share a video clip which depicts a program called Career Leadership Camp that I offered in Morocco and elsewhere. And the program is aligned with this model and another model that I developed. And you will see those self-reflective components, self-reflection component, visioning, and so on. But what I also wanted to highlight is that this event happened about 5 years ago. And now we are in the midst of pandemic. And probably something like this may not happen anytime soon, probably. I don't know, maybe happening in the classroom environment, but we will see less and less of this. So think about what technologies could be helpful to replicate something like this while watching this video clip. Let me make sure that I can transmit the sound and video at the same time. Okay, good. Oops.
If you want to achieve better results, make a great impression, and save time at work, you should get Grammarly.
During the 4 days of the career leadership camp, I had the chance to just learn more about myself, and I think this was really interesting because it helped me think more concretely about my future, even though at times it was frustrating because you're thinking about too many things happening in the future, but it still helps to kind of have in order to have a clearer idea.
Participating in this camp was the best experience of my life because thanks to it I acquired the means by which I can make my dreams come true.
First of all, I'd like to say that I was skeptical about this camp, mainly because I underestimated what we'd been told at first. However, it did not take long before I realized that my prejudice was wrong. I feel like I learned a lot in these 5 days with certain activities such as making a vision or setting certain goals. So I'm glad that I grasped this opportunity and made the most out of it.
The camp was an amazing opportunity for me because I got to know a lot about myself. I had to know more about my values and prioritize them, my goals. And the activity when we went to the wisdom tree and tried to visualize our future was just an amazing activity. I didn't want it to finish.
Okay, thank you for watching. Personally, my direction has been to help those individuals as well as organizations to understand their important pursuits, properties, and help them make those happen. And I believe that technologies can be used to accelerate those. Actually, pandemic helped us to make use of, utilize those wonderful technologies like Zoom that we are using right now. Probably, I think because of pandemic, we are able to meet together at this moment through this conference. So let's think about our technological environment, our technological trends that we can think of. So I've summarized, actually, my graduate assistant Yoon summarized those for me, and we integrated this in our course, facilitating OD through technology. And let's review the list of items as for technological trends and technological environment. So here we go. So yeah, the first thing you see is 5G networks and edge computing. So are you familiar with 5G networks? So it'll be, I'm not an expert, but it will allow us to use even higher speed internet through our cell phones and connected devices. Elon Musk is working on another satellite-based internet service, and when that's available, that'll be available very soon. And when that's available, then we truly can work anywhere we want. So here, the bottom of the list is anywhere operation. So now we saw people from elsewhere, like other countries here, and work can be done anywhere, right? And there are many companies, they do not have offices anymore. And also in the middle, you see metaverse. So Facebook changed their name recently to Meta. So can anyone explain what metaverse is? little bit. Okay. So my understanding is that in metaverse, that's another word. Metaverse is another word. And in the past, we used avatars and things like that. And in metaverse, it's like having another word and another me in the cyberspace. And I have a 10-year-old boy, and he spends a lot of time in Roblox. And he has different identities in Roblox. And Roblox and Facebook are going to the direction of metaverse, where many different things are happening. The social activities are happening in metaverse, and also concerts can be done and has been done in the metaverse and so on. So think about those future scenarios. It's not really future, it's happening now, but there will be more and more of this. I attended some conferences that are offered virtually, and there are virtual rooms, and you can have avatar, and you can actually sit with someone that attend the conference. So you can be with people in small group, and you can actually go somewhere and attend those. So those are happening. And also artificial intelligence, blockchain, things like that. And so I would like you to think about what would be like when we fully utilize those, and what the implication of those for OD practice. You don't have to do anything right now, but I want you to imagine those, okay? And there's one item that was on the list, which is cybersecurity. Okay, good. Yeah, you can type your ideas. That will be really helpful. Cybersecurity will be very important because if you're hacked, for example, some devices, like there are medical devices that allow the doctors to operate to do surgery. It can be remotely through robots. Those times can happen. Or even if doctors are next to a robot for surgery, the data are transmitted, and they communicate the data, and certain system will communicate in order to operate the robot. Then what will happen if it gets hacked? So cybersecurity or security is very important for IoT era. So everything needs to be, in order for this to happen, security needs to be ensured. But I want us to think about what we can use as OD practitioners, or for OD, or it can be talent development, or for your work. So we at Penn State, we classify some of the categories of current existing technologies. So those are communication, facilitation tools for group decision making, 360 recording, virtual reality. I don't know how many of you heard of the term T group. It's an OD intervention that allow people to share their honest opinions and feelings and express all those with group of people for a certain period of time. And that used to happen in an in-person setting for multiple days, but it could happen virtually, although there will need to be in-person participants. Feedback can be given by others, observers who look at the scene from elsewhere using 360-degree camera recording and using VR headset. And there are other scheduling related software programs, project management, collaboration tools, things like that. So now I'd like to guide you through the visioning process, and also I'd like to do some data collection. Launa, can you? Okay, so maybe okay, so yeah, one 10 attendee asked me what is that called again. So it's a T group. I guess that was your question. T group. All right. So I shared at the beginning the hope action theory and the pinwheel model. Using the model, I'd like to help you to share your preferred technologies with us so that everyone can learn from each other. And maybe I can share some of mine, and also our students can share the technological tools that they've been using in this program for different projects. So here I'd like to invite you to this platform called XLib. In fact, yeah, we have been using this tool for different initiatives. So for about 7 minutes or 8 minutes, I want you to just experience what it can be like to facilitate group sessions through technology. So I share this link with you. All right, so go to chat, or I'm sharing QR code, so you can grab your phone, smartphone, and yeah, point it at the QR code. So you can use either your phone or laptop. Okay, so once you are here, if you click on this link, you will see this image. All right, click join session. Nothing will appear, but just wait. Yeah, I will need to enable workspace. So just follow my prompt, okay? And if you have any ideas, and if you have certain technologies that can serve the purpose that I'll be sharing, that will be much appreciated. And once that's our session is done, I'll be sharing the results with the attendees. Okay. So yeah, please yeah, click on the link, not click on, just go to the link, or yeah, and you can go to chat and click on the link. And let's see, if you are in the XLib space, give me a thumbs up. That would be helpful. All right. So here we go. The first one, I want you to think about or share technologies, okay, that can help you to engage organizational members in self-reflection. Because OD, organization change, start with self-reflection. What tools can help you to engage members in self-reflection? If you know any tool, you can share. You can share your thoughts as well. Okay, online diary, blog. So let me share the share the screen that I see. Voice thread, word cloud. Okay, meditation apps. Wow, lots of things. Cool. Okay, email. Yeah, I made this sticky note available. I've been relying on our student, one of our students, but this is my first time to use this. You can use sticky note here. You can drag this onto the one that you can also support. If any of those were helpful to you, yeah, you can drag this. All right. Zoom, yeah, podcast, meditation. Yeah, cool. All right, online diary. So, okay, cool. So I assume that the online diary idea can be done in a group setting as well. I think that, I don't know how that can happen, but I think if that can be done and somehow can be used in a group setting, that would be wonderful. So let's move on because we need to get through 6 items. So let me close this out and I will open another room. Okay, here we go. So I will be enabling the sticky notes so that if you see the same idea, you can just use the sticky note to support the other's idea. So what kind of technologies or software programs can help the organization or help you to facilitate the clarification of core properties, which could be organization's mission, vision, core values, things like that. Miro board, okay, go. Teams. So maybe Teams, do you mean Microsoft Teams? I guess, right, yes. Many people mention Jamboard, all right. So if you haven't heard of Jamboard, please explore. This is something that you can explore. Teams. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'd like to learn more about how you can use Teams for the facilitating clarification of core properties. All right, thank you for sharing. We will move on to the next one. The next one is geared towards future. So what technologies can be helpful to facilitate the visioning process? YouTube, okay. Canva again, all right. Slido. So maybe YouTube might be by producing a video clip. I'd like to have some clarification. Okay, cool. Stoneboard, okay. Prezi, vision board. Vision board would be a really good thing, but I'd like to know the specific software program. So for example, Stoneboard, I know how to use it, and I know it's a really great tool. How do you like something in this XLib tool? XLib, I love it because that's why I'm sharing this with you. I don't get any commission from them, but yeah, after we gather data from here, input, and you can prioritize this way. Also, you can turn it into a survey in XLib, and XLib creates automatic payoff metrics. So yeah, it's a really cool tool, but it's a bit it's a bit expensive. All right, so yeah, this was to give you a flavor to the tool that Penn State OD&C program has been using. And I'm hoping that you got some sense regarding how this type of technology can be used to facilitate organizational development change. There are some other questions that I had, but because of the time limitation, we will need to move on to the next one. Next cool thing that I want to share with you. All right, so here at Penn State, in our program, we've done a strategic planning initiative during COVID-19. So these are the key stakeholders who participated in 3 different summits over maybe a 2-month period. Right, and yeah, we've created this cool video clip by using a software called Biteable. So I will only be able to play some portion of it, but I really want to play this to you. So this was used to engage our key stakeholders, and we uploaded it on YouTube and shared it when we attracted participants.
I write a lot of essays for school, but I also write sales descriptions for my Etsy shop.
I use Grammarly on my work email.
So that was a snapshot of that video clip. So this is the summary of the technologies that we used for that event. So yeah, you can see how many different technologies we used, and it was a group effort. So one person didn't handle everything, but if one person were to handle these, it would be exhausting. So I encourage you to take a team approach, and we were fortunate to have really engaged 5 student consultants. So again, here's the link. Yeah, this video will be available after the conference. So if you want to explore further about how this went, I encourage you to visit this website and explore this further. And here are 2 technology courses that we offer that I mentioned to you at the beginning. So one is for general technology use for work effectiveness, not necessarily related to OD, but it could be used for OD, but it's for any productivity efforts. And the second course is geared towards yeah, facilitating organizational development change through technology. Yes, I can make these slides available after the conference, and the video will be also available. So here's the conclusion. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I want you to envision what the future would be like. And I would like you to create a story about your future as an OD consultant or talent development professional or a leader, wherever, whoever you are. Yeah, think about what the world would be like maybe 10 years from now, and what kind of technologies you would be using or people would be using. Then think kind of backwards, what would be needed to make the workplace more humane while you using technology. So I put this graphic here. Your fiction becomes reality. Think about your the probable future that you envision and try to make it happen. And at Penn State, many innovations have been happening in the OD&C area. So I want you to join in those initiatives, and we will regularly offer webinar series. And this conference, my understanding is that it will be offered annually. So I'm hoping that in the next conference, there will be more ideas coming in and shared through the conference. So you can contact me via my email or LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. And there will be future sessions. And I think Farhan or Angela will be guiding you through.